When you finished Moonlight, or at least Picture Locked, did you walk away from that experience thinking, I think we have an Oscar contender?
No, of course not, man.
This is one of those movies that after you see it the first time, it's under your skin. Like, my mind will be going back to this movie for different reasons for decades.
Well, that's how I felt about reading the book for the first time, so I think that's a good thing, yeah.
Talk about where you started, the genesis of this, when casting landed, when you knew you had it.
Yeah, you know, I wrote the script originally in 2013, didn't have the rights to the book, but I just wrote it, and so I sent a copy of the script to the Baldwin estate, and over the course of 3.5, 4 years, basically, got to know the estate, they got to know me while we were making Moonlight, and then just as Moonlight was coming out, was being released in theaters, we got the rights to the book, and then we started thinking about cast, and really casting a wide net to find our Tish, which ultimately became newcomer Kiki Lane.
What I love about this movie is that it's one of those stories that needed to be told, but it takes someone who cares about the story to lift it, because it doesn't instantly say that droves of people are going to see it in theaters, but once the word gets out, obviously they will. Did you have that feeling about Moonlight?
I did. You know, I did and I didn't. You know, I try not to think about the audience per se or the financial prospects per se. I just care about the characters, to be honest.
Right.
And I often feel like if you make something in a very specific way, in a very authentic way, you know, there will be an audience for it. And I think, thankfully, we've had great partners on both these two films. You know, I think Annapurna was very adamant about just make the best film you can in the voice that you want to, and then we will find the audience for it.
When you finished Moonlight, or at least Picture Locked, did you walk away from that experience thinking, I think we have an Oscar contender?
No, of course not, man. I was proud of the work that we had done, but I just, even back then, you know, the concept of that, like, didn't occur to me.
Right.
Thankfully, I'm so glad it didn't, because then you try to make things that are engineered towards garnering that result. No, I never considered it. And even with this film, you know, I tried to just block all that stuff out and really just make the best film that I could.
The whole thing is nothing short of a masterpiece, but is there a moment, like if someone said, I only got 2 minutes, show me the best 2 minutes,
I mean,
where would you
not
zoom?
2 minutes, but if it was one scene, then I would, if it was 2 minutes, then there's a scene very late in the film where Stephan James's character, there's a scene late in the film where Stephan James's character is working on the sculptor. He's a sculptor. Jesus, man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna give you 1 extra minute.
We'll make this work.
There's this moment very late in the film where Stephan James's character, Fonny, is working on a sculpture. He's a sculptor. And the novel is 3 lines. And when you're adapting something, you're trying to find the simplest way to translate, you know, the interiority of source material into sound and image. And when he's working on this wood, I don't know, I think it's very... Anybody who's ever wanted to create something can see themselves in that moment, and I think that would be the point, the scene I would point them towards. If time was not an issue, then in the very middle of the film, Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta appears as Daniel Carty, and he and Stephan James have a conversation about masculinity, vulnerability, injustice, just so many different things that I think many, many people from all creeds of life can relate to.
Amen to that. Good to see you.
Thank you, man.
Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure and subscribe, turn on your notifications, and click here to get more videos like this.